So my name is Dominic. I'm from Slovakia. This Friday I'm gonna be 20, and basically I've studied IT and I finished it. Right now I'm going to university. I study social work, and how I got here is I'm a member of Parliament of Slovakia, Young People and Children, and it's a diversity of years of Mikloško. And I got the opportunity, so I said yes, it would be amazing and good experience, and I also would know more about it. So that's why I'm here, and basically it's very
Important.
yeah, very important to me because I'm also young and I want to have also children. So the children's are very important.
So my name is Barbara. I'm from Poland. I'm 17 years old, and right now I'm in the third grade of high school. I extend biology and chemistry and also English. When I grow up, I want to be a physician. But in my free time, I think I'm a really artistic person. I like to paint, draw, and do all of the other stuff like sew, and anything that I find interesting in the artistic side. I'm here because my school was chosen to represent Poland, and we had a little competition inside our school to decide which of us would be best to represent our school. So that's how we were chosen, and I'm really honored to be here. It's really great to meet all the other people from other countries and to get to know more things about their daily lives and have real impact on decision that will be made on behalf of our rights.
Hi, my name is Szabolcs. I came from Hungary. I live in northern part of Hungary. I have 2 years left from high school and I want to study international marketing. In my free time, I usually pray and share the gospel with children, because in my region there are monks who especially are a part of this, so I'm a volunteer in this, so it's really important to me to be to talk with children and to be heard. And and in the school we have this thing with child protection too. It's a group, and I'm a part of that. It's really good to be part in it.
Hi, my name is Mikula Pedarevic. I am Croatian. I come from Zagreb and I go to the 7th gymnasium. I'm here with my school through the EPAS program. Really, that's how I was introduced to this. But I've been doing all sorts of workshops about children's rights for years now. I think 6 years at this point. And so I've been doing this for a while. And I really like this one. I'm going to talk about that later, though. We were introduced to this opportunity via our teacher, who presented to us when we had. She chose which one of us from the program would go, and I'm very glad that she chose me, because I've had a really great time here, meeting all of you and talking about these things that are interesting to all of us and are relevant to all of us. And I hope to, be a part of similar things in the future. Yeah.
Thank you very much. And also, so I don't stay silent either, my name is Sebestin Maros, as I already mentioned. I'm the advisor to the Commissioner of Children of Slovakia, and I'm also very active in this field of youth participation. Currently, I'm the president of the European Law Students Association in Bratislava, and I'm also the head of the Model Parliament of Slovakia, which is an organization that is the official youth parliament of the Slovak National Council, also in cooperation with Mr. Commissioner. So this field of youth participation has always been very close to my heart, and it's a thing that I really like to work in and like to explore more. So thank you. Thank you for coming here. So to go back to yesterday, because we had a very long and productive workshop, I would like to talk about the first priority you came up with, because we had a brainstorming. We talked about what problems are you encountering, what do you think are the crises of today's world, and the first topic that always came up as the most problematic one was mental health. So what do you think? Why is mental health in such a bad and deteriorating state as of now, and what can we do about it as young people? What is the problem, first of all? What causes such negative mental health effects in today's generation? What do you think?
I personally think the mobile phones and everything, because before Corona and COVID, not so many people had like mental issues, but after that everyone was glued to screen, and it causes only like mental health because they didn't have any contact. So for me, I think online and social media caused like most of the mental health problems.
So I think that when we focused on developing the technical side, we kind of neglected the social and mental side of our development. Also, our brains didn't evolve for the kind of life that we live right now. I also kind of blame the nuclear family setting that isolated individuals and made us live in smaller groups and kind of destroyed family relationships. I also think that the fact that there is so many of us and many people don't have their own place, and it's even though there are so many of us, we feel so isolated and lonely, and that it's really not surprising that we have a mental health crisis. I also think that the lack of sleep that we have because of phones may contribute to hormonal imbalance, and that also leads to mental health problems, which I see in many of my peers in school.
What I think about is that the younger generations have learned a lot of bad things because they see it in social media. So that's why we need to deal with them, because they want to grow up faster, and we should deal with that because they will not have a proper childhood, and that's why they can develop any mental health problems. So we need to be aware of this, and yeah, we should see when someone has a problem, especially the young, because it's visible on them than on us, so we can see them if they have problem, and we should talk them, I think.
So I think the mental health problem is more of a compounding issue. There are many, many factors as to why that is. All of the things that my co-speakers have said are all very true. So yes, you have this phone addiction, algorithms keeping you awake up to 3 in the morning, not sleeping enough. A lot of people also don't eat well, they don't exercise enough, but more than that, of course, you also have like cultural things. also COVID, right? The COVID pandemic happened when I was in 6th grade, and I really do think it made all of these problems a lot worse than they could have been. I still think they would have happened, but just this long period of isolation when we were all kids, when we were all supposed to be, outside playing, and we don't even do that enough as is, really just, it impedes socialization, it makes you shy, insecure, and yeah, I can attest to, not only for others, for my peers, but also for myself, that these things are all true and that COVID really is just such a harmful thing for us. But also, as I was saying, the death of third spaces is that we don't hang out. Children don't play as much as they used to. They don't have third spaces other than school or maybe their cousins or whatever. They don't have third spaces outside of school to hang out with. People don't go on the street to play anymore for many reasons, but it's just bad. It's part of the reason why I think so many of us are turning to social clubs or sports, which is good. And it is a way to cope with that, to create third spaces for us to socialize, because it's something that we're all missing in our lives. Yeah.
I absolutely agree with you. I really think that also data shows that COVID has absolutely, first of all, killed social interactions, and second of all, really contributed to the rise of, social media addiction and phone addiction in general. So there is a very good question what to do about it. And that's actually the next question I want to get to, because we already see why this problem is here. We know some of the factors that contribute to it, to the deterioration of mental health in general, but in young people especially. But what can we do about it? What should we as young people try to do? What moves should we make? And who should listen to these moves? Who should we address our efforts towards? What do you think?
So Mikola doesn't like that very much, that word. I think that we should spread awareness about it, and spend more time with your friends, and chat. Don't be glued to the screen, and I see some people, they are sitting next to each other and don't even talk to. They only start chatting or everything, and they're not even talking. So that's not the point of the socialization, and that's why we should spread awareness, spend time with people we like, or make new content. This.
Just to add to this, I agree with you. I think that one of the things that could be done is something that we managed to do in Slovakia with Mr. Commissioner Mikloško, is that we managed to ban mobile phones in elementary schools for young kids, because it really doesn't make sense for kids to be able to scroll TikTok and Instagram during class time, which is absolutely killing their attention, killing their creativity. It has all kinds of very negative physical and also psychological effects. So maybe one of the things that we could do, and we managed to do in Slovakia thanks to Mr. Commissioner, is that we managed to ban phones. This is just a random thought that I got. Thank you.
So I really agree with Mikola. I think that one of the most destroying things for us right now is the fact that cities became really hostile places for children. Children need space to explore, to learn, to maybe play in a mud, just have place to find how they should act among other people. But right now, many of the things that our parents did, like playing football in certain places, it's banned. One of my favorite places in my town is in Urbex. It's old stadium, and actually it's illegal to go there, but most of the spaces that have most opportunities to play and to talk are, or we have two options: parks, which are so open that you don't have any privacy. You feel like you're on an open plate and all of the people are watching you. It's just created to look good and so the people in the government can say, yeah, we have a lot of green spaces, but they're not friendly. You feel not welcome there. And the other place we can choose is shopping centers that almost everyone goes to shopping centers to hang out, and you have two options there: eat and spend money, or go to shops and spend money. So like, where do we have a place to play? Where do we can hang out with each other and actually spend time? I think that we have places like that, but they're so expensive and it's not accessible to everyone. It's like creating this environment for us to live in certain boxes, just to travel to school, go back to home, learn and study for school, and go to sleep, and again and again and again. And we don't have places to be human anymore. And I really don't like that.
Thank you.
So basically, if we, for example, see a group of children that is next to each other and they on their phone, we should talk to them. It's okay, we say, do not use your phone, play with each other, but they will think, all right, he or she will go away, then we can play again. We should play, we should talk with them. It can be hard for first time, oh, I need to talk to children's, all right, it's a little bit hard, what do I say? But some small things like, what color is your toothbrush? I think that's a question where it's so random that the children will say, oh, what? And then after that you can talk with them. And I think children will say, oh, that's cool, I have now an older friend. In my age, when I was in that age, if I had an older friend, that was so cool. So I think we should try to play and try to interact with them and not just say, put your phones away, because that's rude and they will not listen to us. If we give them a good example, then they will listen to us.
I agree, thank you very much.
Yeah, I also like the idea of being more gentle, but to a degree. I just want to address the allegations about awareness. It's not that I dislike awareness per se. I think the idea is good, and people should be aware of things. But I just fear that that's just not going to be effective. I fear that people don't care. And I think one of the reasons they don't care is something I neglected to mention in the previous question was, I'm going to call it empathy fatigue, is people are constantly aware of everything happening everywhere. And, I'm not saying you shouldn't care about global warming or Palestine or Ukraine or someone somewhere doing something, but it is simply too much for people to always know this. It's never happened before in human history that the average person has known so much about so many things that do not affect them. And I think that's one of the reasons people just know these things but don't care, is because it's too much. It's too much. They feel helpless. So what's it going to say if what's it going to do to them if we just tell them there's another problem for them to care about? Yeah, also, I was going to mention, about banning phones. Yeah, I like that. Now that I'm in high school, I quite like the idea of banning phones in elementary school. And, I'm a senior now in high school, so maybe next year I support banning them in high school as well. I admit to spending too much time on my phone. We were actually just talking about that, yesterday, about how we spend too much time on our phone. It's a lot of hours, and it's definitely bad. It cannot be good for you to spend so much on your phone. It cannot be good for your mental health. It cannot be good for your regular health. Yeah, so I think there is something we should do about that. And maybe, awareness isn't so bad after all. So for the mental health crisis, you were talking about third spaces. Of course, I agree about these things. I also like urbex, by the way. I like going to abandoned places. But we also, here in our priority manual, right here, I think you all have it. For mental health, we specifically said that we wanted to modernize the mental health care system, which is true, in our countries, I assume, Central Europe, it's not that great. you have to wait months for regular health appointments, let alone mental health appointments, and that's just terrible because we are in the middle of a mental health crisis, and we're just not dealing with it. We're ignoring it because it's less immediately visible on people that they are, gonna harm themselves or something like that. So also to hire more psychologists in schools, this is a given. Obviously, the more places people have to talk to, professionals, the less stigma there is, the more aware they are of that being a good thing. The more they will, the more likely it is that they will get better and that we will all, be happier. So those are our main things. And these were things we were going to address, of course, to the government, to the people who we elect to protect us, the ministries of healthcare and human resources, I guess, in our countries. That's it.
Thank you. I would really like to explore one thing you said about phone usage, that we are all addicted to phones. And I think that it is very important to realize how phones and social networks in general are made, because the main goal of the companies that own the social networks is to make you addicted to the social network. So you spend more and more time there, you see more and more ads, so they make really a lot of money on basically your brain capacity that they use up, and it's very, very addictive. The social networks are made to be addictive. On my phone, I sometimes get a notification of how much time I spend on the phone. And I got a notification and it said 6.5 hours per day on my phone, which I have 10 things I need to do all the time. And I still manage to spend time scrolling Instagram, which is absolutely crazy. And it's something we really need to address because I'm 20 years old. And someone who's 15, 14, 13, their brain is absolutely not ready for this kind of, I really want to call it digital heroin, because Mr. Commissioner has an associate professor from the Czech Republic, Mr. Stransky, who is an expert on phone usage and how it affects the brain itself, physically. And he said in one of his presentations that phone usage has very, very similar effects on the brain as using heroin, which is an extremely addictive drug, one of the most addictive on earth, I believe. So the phone usage is this severe, which is a thing not many people know about, but I think it's very important to spread awareness about it so we realize. But to get back to you, what do you think? Well, you said you don't like to spread awareness and you would like to act instead. So what do you think should be done to make these people actually care and do some steps against this?
I do like awareness. I clarified that. I just don't think it to be effective. Yeah, so you got it right. So what exactly would I do, more forcefully, I guess, to improve people's mental health, to make them do something? I don't know. I suppose banning phones. I really do think that banning phones in elementary school is a good thing. And, it just is. Yeah, and you agree with me, right, that this is obviously the case. It's terrible for them. So this is something that would happen against their will, but it is for their own good. And I guess maybe to remove the shame of going to a school psychologist, we should have kids visit him once a month, maybe. Just so there's no they have to, right? They're being kind of forced to talk about it, but if they want to, they can. So it's no longer such a problem for them, right?
This is maybe a topic that I would like to just bridge towards, and that is education, because education was the second most important priority that basically you agreed upon yesterday. So just to swiftly shift towards this, what do you think, compared to, we talked about phone usage, but what else do you think are some current problems of our education systems that need to be addressed based on yesterday's discussion?
Average human life is 70, maybe 75, 80, and you spend third of your life in basically in school or you want to educate yourself. And if you spend that much time, as you can see, everything is evolving, cars, mobile phones, everything. But if you look 10, 20, even 30 or 40 years back, the schools are also the same. Tables, everything is the same, and it's not evolving. So that's why also we discussed it in yesterday in a group, and we have that what should change. And for us, its education is very like important because we are told, not only we are told, but if you have good education, you can make good money, so you can take care of yourself or your girlfriend or your family. Okay, what you want. But education is very important because it depends if you want to. If you want to, you can study. But there are people that don't want to study. But there are people that want to study. They have to improve the educational system. So that's what I...
So I have two things. One of them is more for the other guys from other countries, because in Poland we have a system that I think it's really good. After elementary school, when people go to high school, they have to choose two majors, two extended subjects, and later after finishing high school, they write an exam not only Polish, English, and math, but also from the extended subjects, and they are important to go to university. If you want to be a medical student, you have to extend biology and chemistry, which makes our education more about what actually interests us, and it makes us work in groups of people that think in kind of the same way. Another thing that is a problem in our country is that every time the government changes from one of the two main parties, they change or try to change the educational system. But the problem is that they change it, and the change is not backed up by science. It's not backed up by any sort of evidence. It's just made so it would sound good on debates and like, yeah, we removed homeworks. Recently, our government and our Ministry of Education removed homeworks for elementary students, which sounds good. It's made to sound good, but it led to kids, maybe they have more time, but they don't really repeat the material from the lessons. And when we had the other main party a few years back, they also did the educational system reforms, and also they didn't check anything. They didn't have any papers backing them up, and after the reform they didn't have any trial period to check if it actually made something good, because nobody in the governments want to say that, yeah, we did something bad, we're sorry, we need to make it work again. No, they just want to say, yeah, we made that, it's so cool, but we're the ones that experience it. It's not good. It makes our daily life worse. Every time the government changes, also the other subject in school changes, and every time the party that's in power tries to make it like their propaganda subject, and it's kind of exhausting. Also, when we prepare for the Matura exam, which we write at the end of high school, I think during my education and preparation to the Matura exam, there were few changes. So, like, I'm not really sure how what I'm writing about, and I'm not sure that my younger siblings will write or will learn in the same system that I do. And I'm also not sure if it would be better. I'm almost sure that it would be worse, or just doesn't change anything, just says to change something to make it sound good.
Thank you. I very much agree that this political volatility is always negatively affecting young people. It's not only in Poland, we also see it in Slovakia, and I really believe from what I hear that in Hungary there is also some chance that it will happen after the elections, which we hope it won't. So, because I really don't think that young people should be the subject of political debate. This is really something that we need to distance ourselves from, because as young people, because it's absolutely unacceptable for our education to be a subject of someone's political agenda. This is something that is absolutely unacceptable, I believe.
What I believe is studying new things. It's really good. So it's really interesting, and we should encourage more the youth to study more, because like in the Renaissance, so like Da Vinci, so we need to know a lot of things. So it's really cool to just talk about something, and I think we should encourage the youth to do that. What I think is bad is like so yeah, we have in Hungary too that we choose 2 majors like in after 10th grade, and that's really good, because in that part of their life the person should, it's better if they know what they want to do. But I think a kid in elementary school not even know what will they do after 8 years. So like, okay, they have a plan, they have think what they want to do, but a lot of people after they graduated in university didn't know what will they do. So like, we should encourage and show them what they can do.
Thank you. I would slowly start to also shift towards the next topic that is also to some extent connected to this, and that is justice and law. We also talked about it yesterday. So, Mikola, what do you think? What are some current issues that young people are encountering in the field of justice and law?
Justice and law. Yeah, of course, this is our third priority. And here is also something I wanted to mention. I believe we were talking about the danger of phones and how these algorithms are designed to, addict us. And so here we included to protect children from exploitation for the sake of profit. Now, in traditional terms, this would be child mining or child soldiers. Now, thank God this doesn't happen in Central Europe anymore. So, but still, children are exploited for gain, for some economic gain. And I think these apps, these social media algorithms are a perfect example of that, because not only do they affect your brain like heroin does, but they also push a lot of really other harmful habits or products onto children. So here I like to especially focus on gambling, which has become like a huge problem in Croatia. You have casinos everywhere, but not just that. You also have people who gamble on their phones, like in school, on the way to school, on the tram, everywhere. It's become such a huge problem. People can gamble anywhere, at any time, like through their phones. And a lot of this is being pushed by people on social media, because that's not being regulated. Like on television, you're not allowed to promote cigarettes. Maybe you're not allowed to promote gambling to minors, because cable's been around for a long time. We've learned how it works. We can regulate it now. But social media, which is how people spend 6 hours a day, most of their time on their phones, is not being regulated. So people are free to push whatever harmful things they wish for profit. And so this is where I think we should protect children from exploitation, protect them from this harmful advertising of harmful products, gambling, harmful habits that make people money. Yeah, and also we were focusing on general equality, which is that still children across Central Europe are not treated equally in all manners of life, even though they of course deserve to be. This is boys or girls, sexism in school, or people who belong to certain religions or ethnicities or others who come here or live here who are unfairly treated because of prejudice, and this also has to be prevented. Now, look at me. I've never really experienced a lot of prejudice against me, but there are, of course, many that I know who have, and that is unacceptable in our day and age, in our countries.
Thank you.
Yes, so actually we discussed in the Slovak parliament, I mentioned participation of a child in a court, and it was accepted or no? The participation of child? Or no? No?
This is a very specific case. We had a discussion about whether we should give, in some specific court proceedings, whether children under the age of 18 should have processual, I don't know, sorry, too complicated language, whether children under the age of 18 should be able to autonomously act on behalf of themselves in some specific court proceedings. But that's a little very much specific thing, and we had a discussion about it with the Ministry of Justice. There were some people for it, some people against it, but as of now, it is not yet been approved. So yeah, just like an add-on.
Because I think that was approved, but not. But on justice, yeah, it's important justice, because if we didn't have justice, everyone was like, somebody would kill and he would be free, so it wouldn't be appropriate. So, and we discussed what we have to, general quality protection and explanation, yeah.
Just to also slowly bridge to the last topic we have, and that is healthcare, I would like to maybe ask you, because I know that some time ago we had a little event with the president of the Slovak Republic, and one of the topics that came up was actually, just to connect to social media, was actually to limit social media access to kids under the age of 13 or 15. So essentially the idea was whether kids under the age of 15 should even be able to make a social media account. So whether there shouldn't be some verification process that is very hard to bypass, so kids under the age of 15 should have absolutely like no access to social media, like scrolling Instagram and so. That doesn't mean that they should not have access to stuff like Messenger, for example, which is only used for communication, but this kind of social media which actually makes you addicted. So what do you think about that? Do you think this should be a priority of governments in Central Europe?
So I think, yes, I got my phone when I was like maybe 14, 15, my first phone. And I see it on myself, because when I'm a waiter, and when the child with the mother came, she was like maybe 2 years old, maximum 3 years old, and she was glued to screen. She didn't even talk to her mom or react to her, nothing. She was like glued. And then you got addicted kids. So I think, yeah, it would be much better, because the younger people, like to 14 years, they would socialize. They would make friends. They would have better friendships and everything. So for me, I think it would be very great to like put a minimum age. You need to have social media, but yes, you can use like Messenger or something like that. But social media like Instagram or anything like that, like minimum age, let's say 15 or what.
So I think that giving children phones at the early age is really great, but not for kids. It's really great for lazy parents that don't have a time or don't want to spend time with their kids. I work with children under the age of 10 on weekly basis, and I really see that once that parents gave them phones under the age of 10, not like small cell phones that sometimes grandparents use, but normal cell phones like iPhones and things like that, they don't have skills to self-regulate. They cry a lot and they don't know how to calm themselves. During playtime, they don't have a focus. They lose interest about 5 minutes after we start, and they behave really sometimes even aggressive towards other kids, and it's really sad to see them like that, because I want them to grow up as really capable adults and self-sustainable people, but right now they just don't know how to live their lives. They know how to use phone, and like extreme cases of 2-year-olds who don't know how to speak but know really well how to play a video of something that they like.
Thank you. And slowly we're running out of time, but before our last point of the discussion, I would like to ask you, what did you think about yesterday's workshop, yesterday's discussions? Do you think this is something beneficial? Would you like to see something like a platform like this happening from now on in the future as well, maybe with more expanded guest list?
Okay. Yeah, for me it was very good because I've got like I don't know, I made good connections. I learned some new things because I didn't even know that in some country you can make like choice of subjects you can increase and one you can decrease it. We don't have that in Slovakia. So for me that was like something new to me, and also I met some new people. So I think it's good because it has a good point. And it would be very great if people knew about it more. So yeah, I think it would be amazing.
In my opinion, it's also a really great opportunity. For me, it would be really great if what we came up with really changed something. It would be really encouraging, and I think all of the children that will come after us here and also speak about things that they care about would also really appreciate it. So I think it's a really great idea, and I'm really grateful that it happened. I also was really shocked about that you don't have extended subjects. It was so natural to me that I really didn't think that it can not be the case. Also differences in public transport and things like that. It was really fun to meet people from other countries on this ground to get to know each other better.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was really great to be here. It was really great to hear how different persons think about the problems, about the different topics. It was really beneficial, so I can now tell a lot of things to everybody who asks me about these topics. So yeah, I agree on that it would be really great to these things we agreed on should make a change.
Thank you.
Yeah, I had a great time as well. I thought it was really interesting to both be here and to talk to all of you and to learn about your perspectives on the same things. I was surprised that a lot of you, that we even had any disagreements at all, because I just assumed everything was the same as it is back home, but I guess not. And now, because we are coming to a close, I would just like to, well, thank all of you for giving me and giving all of us the opportunity to be here and for listening to us during this debate, and yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Before we close this panel, one thing I wanted to mention is that it's very important, I believe, to also give observers, some adult people who were at yesterday's workshop, to also give an insight on what they think about these topics.